Welcome to Stan Cats. Stan now considers all things. What it means to be a well-educated person. It means in part knowing the important stuff in life. And part of being well-educated is to know what is important and what isn't. Every undergraduate course in a good university, every undergraduate course that's in the liberal arts, I think should point in some way to some facet of knowing what is important. For example, a math course could teach reasoning. An English course could open up for the students the great texts. Art and music can display the beautiful, the significant. Philosophy, course in philosophy, should talk about seeking the heart of what it means to have purposeful living. Instead, the math courses you may have taken, or some of the ones I've taken, they're memorization. Here's your formulas, here's your ways, your methods, do them, do them, do them. And your English courses, more often than not, it seems they read second-rate literature. Or they read literature that's bent on just propagandizing the professors, the teachers' personal political philosophy. In art, music, we're often just exposed to trash in the universities. In philosophy courses, when's the last time in a philosophy course did you find the understanding, the rejoicing of being alive and being a human being? It's easy to teach courses in college where the student's main work is memorization. This particular sea animal, he says, can live in 2 to 4 normal saline solution at its optimal lifespan. There is no understanding in that. Now I know, in the technical courses, you must have memorization. The doctor, the medical doctor, must know his bones. But if you are a human being, then you've got to know about life and death and freedom and justice and caring and beauty. If the universities won't take you to that spot, then being an autodidact, being a self-taught person, that's what an autodidact is not just advisable. Being an autodidact is necessary. And it doesn't mean that you'd go it alone, you striving into the world to find out the meaning and purpose of life and what is beauty and truth and justice and caring. There are guides for that trail. It's my personal opinion that 1 out of every, say, 1 million or so individuals has been given a special gift of sight and communication and vision into one or another facet of the truly important things in life. The Rembrandt in art, Shakespeare in literature, the Freud, the Mother Teresa, when they touch your life, often through reading, your life is enlarged. The best-selling authors today, you look at it on the stands, they offer you all the excitement and spy novels and sex and glamour and adventure and romance. You pick up one of these whipped cream novels, these bodice rippers as they're often called, and you can turn the pages and they're exciting, and you toss it away. When you're done, throw it on the floor, and you are not changed. Ever gone to a movie and couldn't remember 3 weeks later what that movie was about? I've had that experience. Instead, If you read Kafka or Kipling or Kierkegaard, those tend to stick with you. They change who you are. Your understanding of who you are and the context in which you live is enlarged. And that's an important part and result of being well educated. Welcome to our move over a little bit. There you go. To our segment on health. Part of health that they talk about nowadays is for carcinogens, those things that cause cancer, and for pesticides. You know, and the big health talk is about carcinogens and pesticides. Reason magazine did an interview with a fellow named Bruce Ames, A-M-E-S, who was a world-renowned cancer researcher. And they published the interview. And then in that interview, Ames stated that in an average cup of coffee, there are 17 different chemical compounds. 17. Can you imagine that? That are carcinogens. 17 different carcinogens. Average cup of coffee, Bruce Ames said, has 10 milligrams of carcinogens in it. Average cup of coffee. 10 milligrams of carcinogens. You know, as he said, that if you were to eat regularly for a year, it'd take you a year to have the pesticide residue carcinogens equal the same amount that are in 1 cup of coffee. Amazing, isn't it? Because when the government goes around banning pesticides, you know, they're doing so little. Except what they do is drive the price of fruits and vegetables. What is sticking me in the back? Opus, what do you got? Oh, you stored a banana in bed because you were afraid that I won't have a banana. Because what happens is when the government makes it more expensive to produce fruits and vegetables. What in the? Oh gosh, Opus, you're crazy. When the government makes it more expensive for fruits and vegetables, you either got to stock up. Of course, they turn yellow or brown after a while, or you tend to eat less of them. And we do know that fruits and vegetables are one way to lower cancer rates, having good amounts of fruits and vegetables in your diet. So it may not be that banning pesticides would be the way to lower our cancer rates. Thank you. Using the English language the right way, if we'll roll that R. That's important. Now, I want to talk today about little tiny abbreviations. Oh, that makes me happy. Now, there's 3 little abbreviations. But before I get to the 3 little abbreviations, I've got to include what my teacher once wrote on my paper. Oh, I'll remember it forever and do not abbreviate. Now, let's look at our 3 abbreviations, and they're all from the Latin. Oh, I like Latin. Don't you like Latin? Well, the only thing is that they keep using them here in the English language, so we got to know what they mean.
Now, the three little abbreviations that I want to talk about are I period, E period, and E period, G period, and VIZ period. There they are. Aren't they cute? Do you know them apart from one another? They all have different meanings, and if you use them wrong, they'll laugh at you. So let's get them right. Now, first of all, IE from the Latin means that is to say. And EG is for example. Well, there's no G in the word example, I know, but EG is from the Latin words that they're abbreviating. And VIZ means namely, from the Latin videlicet. Now, let's give some examples of this thing so that you can use them in everyday life or figure out what they're saying when they write them in sentences. Now, the first example I'm going to do of IE, and the sentence I made up was, the greatest mathematician who ever lived, i.e., that means, that is to say, is the one whom most historians feel has made the great, most important contribution to the field, is Carl Friedrich Gauss. The explanation, i.e., in the middle, explains what we mean by the greatest mathematician. Okay, on to the next. The next is the one e.g., for example. And my new sentence is, great mathematicians, e.g., for example, Gauss, Newton, Leibniz, receive little mention in most schools. Oh, that's also a true sentence. But the e.g. means that we're going to list some of the great mathematicians there, not necessarily an exhaustive full list. Now, for namely, VIZ, we have the third sentence I have made up. The three greatest mathematicians, namely, VIZ, namely, Gauss, Newton, and Archimedes, are virtually unknown in American society. Now, when you see VIZ, namely, you are to expect a complete, full, entitled list. They're all there. The list is complete, namely. Now, the newest part of our program. Oh, are you going to be so delighted? This is the first time. StanCat now is going to give you a test. Oh, I'm going to give you a sentence, and I'm going to leave a little blanky poo, and you tell me whether we're going to put in IE, which stands for that is to say, or are we going to put in EG, which means for example, or are we going to put in VIZ period, which stands for namely? Here's the sentence. Pizza comes in many varieties, blank, mushroom, olive, and sausage. Do we put in IE, EG, or VIZ? Pizza comes in many varieties, mushroom, olive, and sausage. For 10 points and a box top from your favorite cereal, the answer is, for example, EG. Pizza comes in many varieties. For example, EG, mushroom, olive, and sausage. Next question. This is for the 20-point bogey big bonus question. I like to lucubrate, blank, to read and study into the night, which is what lucubrate means. If somebody says, have you lucubrated lately? Do not slap them. It is not nasty. You see the midnight oil and see them studying. Ha ha! And this is lucubration into the night. But now, do we put in IE, EG, or VIZ? For 20 points, the answer is IE. That is to say, I like to lucubrate. That is, to read and study into the night. And now, I know you've all been waiting for the third and final question for 40 points and the Buick of your choice. Here it goes. I have only one nomination for my Calipigeon Queen. blank, my wife. I won't tell you exactly what calipigeon means. I hope you're taping these programs so that you'll be able to look them up or write down very quickly Callipygian, because it's a wonderful word. I have only one nomination for my calipigeon queen, blank, my wife, I-E, E-G, or V-I-Z. The answer is namely. V-I-Z. I have only one nomination for my wife, for my calipigeon queen, namely, my wife. The list is exhaustive. It is complete. The one nomination, V-I-Z. And now you know I-E, E-G, and V-I-Z. That is, for example, and namely.